Hey, what's up guys and welcome to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 3 of What If Naruto Was a Godly Mage. Remember to get this one to 300 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also go on ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Disowned by Everyone that I posted over on Anime King 2. And later on, I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Learned the Clone Secret in the beginning. So stay tuned for that as well, guys. And I also posted a brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Given a Second Chance. So go ahead and check out that and enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking back to all of you. So without further ado, what is to begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last part we left off. Knowing that he was going to graduate with the academy soon, Naruto decided to, well, let a bit of it slip. He has been holding back his entire time in the academy. First find out that he didn't have chakra, so he trained extremely hard and he was still training up to this day. He pushed himself to beyond limits, so that he could keep up with the users of chakra. And Uncle told him to never reveal himself to anyone, as that was a basic shinobi tactics. So yeah, he decided to let it slip a bit. Everyone in the class was surprised Naruto completely outclassed Sasuke Uchiha. All the girls then came bearing down on him, saying that he cheated and he did something to Sasuke. As Yamato, with the help of the Kyuubi, took over Naruto's body for a second there as he started to speak to them, calling them all sorts of names, making them hit him. It was then that Aruka heard the girls scream as he had to come over. All the girls were flat on the ground with slap marks on their cheek. Some time passed after that as Naruto got a new spell. He was able to animate objects as he animated everything in Anko's room. As she woke up to her clocks, everything singing to her, as she was going to get him back for that. As it was the final day of the exam, Naruto stepped inside. Even though he didn't have chakra, he had spells that could help him out with that, as he duplicated his body. Mizuki came over to see if these were real clones, but Yamato took control of one of them and punched Mizuki right in the face. As Naruto apologized, he told him that it has a mind of its own and sometimes it don't like when people touch it, making Mizuki growl at him. At the end of the day, Naruto got his head banned and he got congratulations from Hinata and Ino and some of the other guys in the class. After the day was over, the parents started to come and congratulate their children as Naruto was outside, until he saw Anko come there. As she hugged him and congratulated him, but then she started to squeeze him tight, remembering the prank that he played on her. Kunai watched the interaction between the two. As she smiled, Uncle was one of her dear friends, and the reason being, she was so happy because that boy changed Hinata's life. Hinata was shy, very shy back then, but that boy came into her life, and he helped her. And the both of them are good friends now, and she was happy for that. Later that night, Naruto was out in the forest of deck training as usual, when he saw a blur pass by. As he caught up with the blur, it was Mizuki sensei, as he asked him what is going on. As Aruka came there, he was stopped by Mizuki as a Fuma shuriken planted right in his back. As Mizuki told Naruto that he's a demon. He's a thing that attacked the village all those years ago, it's still inside of him. That is why everyone hates him. But Naruto didn't mind that because he already knew a long time ago. As he attacked Mizuki, Mizuki stood no chance because he underestimated Naruto, not knowing that Naruto was this powerful. As Naruto placed him into an illusion, as he saw ants, giant ants, as they started to feast on him, as the envoys came there and saw Mizuki just screaming before Naruto knocked him out. So yeah guys, that was basically last where we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So what do you see will begin this new episode? The bright rays of sun came through the window as they hit him right in the eyes. Naruto stirred on the bed as he rolled over. Damn it, he said. as he rubbed his eyes, as his hand then touched something. As he shook his head, no, she wouldn't, he said. As Naruto felt something pressed on his chest, and all around him, he slowly and carefully opened his eyes. Meanwhile, Uncle was at the door, as a loud echoing scream could be heard traveling through the entire house. Uncle burst out laughing as she opened the door and left, off on her mission. As Naruto quickly jumped out of bed, throwing the snakes off of him, his entire room was covered in snakes. As he catch his breath, before they all poofed away. That's not funny, he said. Oh yes it is, said Yamato. And you wouldn't even warn me, said Naruto. What? I saw what she was doing, but I enjoyed the show, Yamato said. And besides, I'm not talking to you, Yamato said. As Naruto sighed, Kyuubi, what about you? I'm sorry, Naruto-kun, she said, but it was really funny to see you wake up in that manner. You too, said Naruto. As he sighed, sorry, Naruto-kun, she said. So Yamato, why aren't you talking to me? But Yamato said nothing. Oh, now this is a first. He actually shut his mouth, said the Kyuubi. Oh, don't be like that, said Yamato. I will always be talking to you, he said. But that jackass out there, I'm not talking to him. And why is that, she asked. Remember last night, after we came back from the Hokage's tower, after that old man explained to Naruto what he truly has inside of him, even though we know for a couple of years now. Yeah, said the Kyuubi. Oh, so that's what you're going on about, said Naruto. What is he talking about? Oh, you were sleeping, said Naruto. He want me to use a spell to animate him. What? Yes, he wants to know if he can grow arms and legs, and even grow, well, genitals if I do it on him. Just because the stone that I did it on grew those rock arms and those rock legs. But you're a book of power, she said. Why would it work on you? I believe that all power that was used from you would be negated against you, she said. That is exactly what I told him, but he could still try, said Yamato. I mean, I would actually have arms and legs. And then, you know, he said. You know what, said the Kyuubi. Oh, we can finally get together. I mean, I would be a full man 100%. The Kyuubi sighed as she started to walk away inside the mindscape. Come on, where are you going? Yamato sighed as he came out in the real world. So come on, do it, he said. I thought you weren't talking to me, said Naruto. Well, I'll talk to you for just this once. So do it. Or, I'll make your life a living hell. You're asking me for something and yet you're threatening me, said Naruto. So what do you say, gonna do it or not, asked Yamato. No, said Naruto. As Naruto started to walk off as he headed to his bathroom. Alright, said Yamato, as he suddenly vanished. Time skip. Naruto hasn't heard Yamato say anything so far, as he was finding that suspicious because most of the time him and the Kyuubi couldn't get Yamato to shut his mouth up, but now he was silent. As he was going to school, he knew that Yamato was planning something. Like usual, the people on the road would give him glares and send glares his way, but he didn't pay any of them any attention as he just kept on walking. As he finally arrived, as he opened the door and stepped inside, as he looked around the class, he then saw Hinata as she waved him over. As Naruto went up there and sat down beside her. Good morning, Hinata, he said. Good morning, Naruto-kun, she said. Today's final day, huh? I wonder if we're gonna be on a team together. Well, I would like that very much, said Naruto, because you're one of the only girls I really tolerate in this class. And, well, Ino, he said. Hinata chuckled a bit, softly. What's so funny, he asked. Oh, I remember. Me and Ino was the only one that you didn't slap that day. Out of all the girls. I guess you're right, said Naruto. So that means you see the both of us as close friends other than anyone else here. Yeah, I guess so, he said. As that made Hinata smile. She really wished that she was on a team with him. Besides, the both of them are actually good close friends, so that would be a good thing for a teammate, if they work together. As she looked around the class, and if she would have someone else, her eyes landed on Sasuke. Hell no, she thought to herself. He was always arrogant and staying by himself. She wondered. Her eyes landed on Shino. Yes, Shino. She would pick Shino as a teammate. Even though he was into bugs, which she didn't like that much. But she would never judge him or anything like that. But he was calm, nice, and he always greeted her and said good morning. So yeah, she would like Shino and Naruto to be her teammate. But she knew that she couldn't get the pick. But she would be happy if she got them as her teammate. Everyone then heard quick footsteps coming towards the class, as they turned to the door to see Sakura and Ino fighting to make their way in. As the both of them entered, as usual, Sakura quickly rushed up towards Sasuke, but Ino didn't this time. She walked off and went her separate way. As Sakura turned confused, "Ino?" she said, as she didn't understand. Naruto-kun," said Ino. "Do you mind if I sit here?" As Naruto looked at her with a charming smile. "No, not at all," he said, as she sat down. "Thank you," she said. As she looked over at Hinata. "Good morning, Hinata," she said. "Morning to you too as well, Naruto," she said. As the both of them said morning back. "Huh, you must feel like a big shot," said Kiba, as he turned and looked at Naruto. "Why?" Naruto asked. "Well, to have two beautiful ladies sitting beside you." "What, are you jealous?" asked Ino. "Of course not," said Kiba, "but he must be feeling like a big shot right now. Don't let it get to your head, because soon enough you and I will have our spar, and I will not be going down as easy as you beating the Uchiha." Sasuke clenched his fist a bit as he still couldn't believe that he lost so easily, as he was angry for that loss. He wanted a rematch between him and the dope, because something was just off that day, and he would get his rematch and beat the dope into a pulp in the ground. Iruka then came to class. "Alright everyone, quiet down," he said. "First of all, congratulations to all of you for passing your graduation exam," he said. "From today on you will become Genins that will be on the battlefield, risking your life to protect your home Konoha. Fight as one and be as one. Remember, teamwork is the very best thing. So, I'm gonna be listing off the teams for this year, so listen closely. Team 1 to 6 will be remaining the same as canon. Iruka finally reached up to Team 7. Sasuke Uchiha," he said, as many of the girls in the classroom squeaked at hearing that, ready in anticipation to hear who was next. "Sakura Haruno." "Yes!" Sakura shouted as she looked around. Everyone was looking at her. She then quieted back down, but she had a triumphant look on her face. "And Uzumaki Naruto." "Hell no," said Naruto as he got up out of his chair. "Huh?" said Iruka. As Naruto walked down, Iruka saying, "So you can't be serious. Me? On a team with those two? Out of everyone here in the class, I despise the both of them the best. And they hate me as well, so you can't do that. That team will be pure disaster," Naruto said. "I'm sorry, Naruto, but with the grades, we have to balance out everything. If you weren't holding back all that time, I suppose you would have been on a different team right now." Naruto smashed his fist in the wall as he cursed, so it was his fault that he was on a team with them? As he looked up, his face instantly pale, as those were the two that he hated in the class most. That Uchiha for his arrogant attitude, and that pink-haired bitch who just loved to shout and always try to hit him, like she has a right to put her hands on him, even though she doesn't. "At least switch Sakura with Hinata. I mean, come on," Naruto said. "I can't do that, Naruto. No, please return to your seat," said Iruka. As Naruto sighed, as he went back up to his seat. "Sorry, Naruto-kun," said Hinata. "I guess we won't be in a team together after all." "I guess not," said Naruto. "You really don't want to be in a team with them, huh?" said Ino. "I mean, they are the worst," said Naruto. "We really don't get along, as you can see." "I guess you're right," Ino said. "But it can't be changed, so I guess you just have to suck it up." "Sorry, Naruto-kun," she said. Now, Team 8, Hinata Hyuga, Shino Aberami, and Kiba Inuzaka. Hinata turned her head as she looked over at Shino. As she gave him a small wave, he simply nodded. She then looked back down. "Ah, so it seems that Naruto doesn't get you all to himself," said Kiba. "Looks like we're gonna be on the team together." "It seems that way, Kiba," said Hinata, as Kiba looked at Naruto and chuckled a bit. "What's so funny?" said Naruto. "Well, it's just that your life is gonna be literal hell. You're on a team with that prick Uchiha, and also that pink girl who doesn't seem to have a volume control. So yeah, my team is rather nice, as you can see the beautiful, elegant Hyuga, Hinata, and the calm, never shouting and broster Shino. Yeah, so your life is gonna be hell from now on." As Naruto sighed as he slammed his head to the table, Naruto-kun said Hinata. "He's right," Naruto said as he looked over at those two. "It's gonna be living hell. Team 9 will be remaining same as canon. Team 10, Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, and Choji Akamichi. Ino sighed as she put her head down. Why do I have to get the lazy one and the fat one, she said. As Naruto placed a hand on her shoulder. You have my sympathies to how lazy Shikamaru is. Shikamaru looked up. Hey, I heard that. You know what? It's gonna be a drag to give a response anyway. As he placed back his head down, everyone's sweat dropped. You're even too lazy to come up with a comeback or say anything, said Naruto. I mean, God. Huh. Well, at least you're better than them. As Sakura glared at Naruto, it's not like we want to be on a team with you either, Naruto Baka. You can't just leave me and Sasuke alone together. You know what? I'm afraid for Sasuke's safety, said Naruto. And what do you mean by that? I mean the way you talk about Sasuke so much. Huh. Probably if I leave the both of you together. I come back to see Sasuke tied up with you with a long stick in your hand, ready to shove right up his Naruto, Haruka said, cutting him off. If you would cut that indecent language, and let's get back to what we're getting back to. Your Jonin senseis will be here soon, so I suggest all of you prepare and ready to meet all of them. And remember, I'm proud of you all. Congratulations, said Haruka as he left the class. And one by one the team Jonin senseis came. As someone then walked in the class, the first thing Naruto noticed was her red eyes. He'd seen her before, and he couldn't help but marvel at the time. She was beautiful. She was friends with Anko, but he never really talked to her before. She had long black hair, and it was Kurenai. Hello, I am Kurenai, Sensei of Team 8, with Hinata Hyuga, Kiba Inuzaka, and Shino Aberame. Please come with me. Looks like this is us, Naruto-kun, said Hinata. Good luck, said Naruto, as she smiled at him and went off. As Kiba turned back and gave Naruto an arrogant smile. See ya, he said, as Naruto just placed his head on the table. A few minutes later, hello there, said a man as he walked in the classroom as he was smoking. The name is Asuma Sarutobe. Will Team 10 please come with me? Ino Yamanaka, Choji Akemichi, and Shikamaru Nara. Goodbye, Naruto-kun. I'll see you later, I guess, said Ino. Yeah, see you, said Naruto. As the group started to walk away, but Asuma then noticed that it was just two. Hey, Shikamaru Nara. Shikamaru lifted up his head. Man, this is so troublesome, he said. Troublesome to do what, said Naruto. To walk, he said. As he started to mumble, if I was a cloud, I could have just floated there. As they went out of the classroom, Naruto sighed as the rest of them came and took their students. And then he was left all alone. What the hell is going on? Sakura screamed. Where is this guy? Damn, Naruto says he rubbed his ear. You know you can tone it down a bit, right? Be quiet, Naruto Baka. If you're so upset about it, why don't you just leave? Oh, and leave you with Sasuke? I mean, come on, Sasuke. Aren't you afraid of your safety with her? Said Sasuke as he turned his head. That's all I'm getting out of you, huh? So did you enjoy when I beat your ass out there on the training field? Sasuke turned towards Naruto. That was just fluke, dope, he said. The next time, it won't go down the same way. Yeah, Sasuke-kun is right. That was just a big accident and mistake. You can't beat him like that again. Naruto got out of his seat. Tell me, how do you know that, he asked. What are you talking about, she said. No, tell me, how can I not beat Sasuke again? I mean, the last time he lose. So how can I not beat him? You just won an accident. And how did I win an accident? Be quiet, Naruto Baka, she said. That's all you have to say. And stop calling me an idiot. You know I'm better than you in many ways. Even though I don't look it, I'm quite smart, you know. If you were quite smart, you would be the rookie of the class in your performance and in your academy studies. You're talking about me? Yeah, you're up there with your academy studies, but you're worthless when it comes to fighting. I mean, Hinata took you down with only 2 strikes. How worthless can you be? And your win with Sasuke was just an accident. Next time Sasuke's done, put you in your place. As Naruto sighed, alright then, next time I fight Uchiha, why don't you be there? So you can judge for yourself that I'm better than him in FOA. And who says you are dope, said Sasuke. Well, I can have my own opinion, said Naruto as he walked off. As he went to sit down. 2 hours passed. Smoke was literally coming from Sakura's ears, as her face was red with pure anger. I can't believe this. Even Sasuke's eyebrow was twitching a bit. What kind of Jonin sensei showed up so late? Even Naruto's starting to get ticked off. While he was relaxing, it was making him angry to know that his sensei that was supposed to be there for his team was so goddamn late. And he has a good idea who it is. He has a perfect idea what to do. "Hey Yamato," said Naruto. But he heard nothing. "Alright, I'll use a spell on you," said Naruto. "Finally," Yamato said. You're lucky, you know that." "And exactly why am I lucky?" said Naruto. "Oh, I was going to make your life a living hell," said Yamato. As Yamato chuckled darkly. "And what exactly were you gonna do?" Naruto asked. "Oh, trust me, you just don't want to know." Naruto sighed. "Fine. Alright, I have a good idea where Sensei is. It is Kakashi Hatake, someone that Uncle has told me about a lot of times. And for him showing up this late, I'm gonna mess with his head." "What do you mean?" said Yamato. As Yamato then appeared in the real world, Sasuke narrowed his eyes as the book was just floating there with its red energy around it. He heard that Naruto had this strange power and he saw it once before, or twice, but he didn't know exactly what it did. "What are you doing, Naruto Baka?" said Sakura. "Oh, just don't worry. And can you stay still for a while?" "Why? What are you gonna do?" "You know our sensei is kind of late. I'm gonna play a little joke on him." "Why should I take part in your joke?" Meanwhile, inner Sakura, "Come on, do it. That sensei must pay for coming this late. I mean, where the hell is he?" "You know what? Fine," said Sakura. As he looked over at Sasuke, Sasuke said. As Naruto raised his hands, his two hands started to glow red. Moments later, Kakashi finally arrived, taking his time. Before he stopped suddenly, when he noticed blood. Why didn't he smell anything? As he noticed the blood under the classroom door, a lot of it, Kakashi quickly slammed the door open as he entered the classroom. His one visible eye went wide in shock. As Kakashi looked around, the three kids were dead. Sasuke had a kunai in his back. Sakura, her head was cut cleanly off, separating from her body. And Naruto, he had several swords sticking out of him. Kakashi was taken aback by this. How could this happen? Just how? He then heard laughter. The sight in front of him then started to shimmer a bit. Before, it just vanished completely. Kakashi blinked twice. He didn't feel the fluctuation of chakra into his system. Was that a genjutsu? He looked over at Naruto to see the book floating beside him. "Got you there, didn't I, Sensei?" said Naruto. As he heard about Naruto's weird abilities from Minato a long time ago, and the third had explained to him that Naruto's abilities only grow in strength and stature. As Kakashi was quite curious, "What kind of illusion is that?" he asked. "I know you don't have any chakra, so how did you do that?" "Well, a secret," said Naruto. "Become a good worded sensei, and I'll probably tell you about it," Naruto said. Sasuke narrowed his eyes. That was another thing. He heard that the dope had no chakra at all, but yet still, he showed such power, such speed, and he saw the dope throwing fireballs from his hand in the forest one time. While he was passing by one of the training grounds, and he saw Naruto leap over the forest gates. And then this giant spider was chasing after him. His hands literally burst in flames and he threw them after it. "Wait, what do you mean he has no chakra?" said Sakura. "We will talk about that another time," said Kakashi. "Now you three," he said, "meet me up on the roof," as he vanished. Kakashi shunted into the roof as he was still taken aback by that illusion. It looked so real. He didn't feel any fluctuation of chakra enter his body or anything like that. For him to be put off like it was a genjutsu, that illusion was something different, and it surprised him a lot. He will have to find out what truly the boy can do, because no one in the elemental nations have ever known to use a book with abilities in them. That was quite strange and odd. Well, he was special after all, as he was one of the few that Minato told where Naruto actually came from, and Minato recognized and saw the boy as a son. So as far as Kakashi thought about it, he was Minato's son, and Kushina's son as well. As Kakashi saw the three of them came up, as he gestured for them to have a seat. "Alright, the name is Kakashi Hatake. And I'll be your Jonin sensei, he said. But before that, why don't you all go and introduce yourself? So that I can know more about you all. Why don't you do it first, sensei, said Sakura, so we can get an example on how to do it. Huh? What's so hard about introducing yourself? Said Naruto as he looked at Sakura. Be quiet, Baka. I wasn't talking to you, she said. Huh. And you call me an idiot, you dumbass, said Naruto. As Kakashi sighed, that's enough, he said. Alright. Well, I guess I can do that. As you know, my name is Kakashi Hatake. I just told you that. As for my likes, I don't feel like telling you my likes. You mean your likes of walking or reading porn all day, said Naruto. Kakashi narrowed his eyes at Naruto, before remembering. His guardian was Anko. Yeah, she told me everything about you. You know, you're one brave man to just walk around reading porn like that. I'm surprised some of the females haven't tried to plot and kill you yet, said Naruto. Well, I'm sure they're plotting, said Kakashi. As for my dislikes, you're not old enough to know that. As for my goals, well, I don't feel like telling you that either. But Sensei, you didn't say anything. Exactly, said Kakashi. Now why don't you start, Pinky, he said. As Sakura scowled at the name. Fine, name is Sakura Haruno. And my likes are... She looked over at Sasuke, as Naruto rolled his eyes, as she giggled. My dislikes are... Naruto Baka. Why would I want a bitch like me, said Naruto. What was that, she said. You heard me. I said why would I want a bitch like me, he shouted. Kakashi sighed. This was going to be a lot of trouble. Given Naruto's attitude, he got a lot of it from Anko. As it seemed like all of it rubbed off on him. He talk and act the same way like her. Well, he basically don't take crap from anyone. And Sakura, with her kind of fangirl tendency, is going to really piss Naruto off. You just spoiled my introduction, you baka. Well, no one wants to hear anything from you, said Naruto. So, Sasuke, your turn, Naruto said. Naruto, I'm the teacher here, said Kakashi. Yeah, but let's just skip her, she's annoying. Kakashi sighed. Sakura, continue, he said. Oh well, that was pretty much it, she said. I don't really know my goals or my dreams yet. You see, what I was talking about, said Naruto. Be quiet, she said. You be quiet, you're so goddamn annoying, said Naruto, making Kakashi sigh even more. Alright, you there, Bruter, you're next. Sasuke glared at him for the name. Threatening, Kakashi thought in an amused tone. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I don't really like much things. And I dislike a lot of things. And I only have one goal that I will make reality. And that's to kill a certain someone. Clapping could be heard as Sasuke turned and glared at Naruto. Whoa, that was seriously kind of emo and dark, said Naruto. I mean, where did you come up with something like that? Be quiet, Naruto Baka. Sasuke goals are better than yours. Oh, say the person that doesn't have any, said Naruto. Naruto, you're next. Why doesn't he get a nickname, said Sakura. Because I guess Kakashi Sensei just respect me more than all of you. As she looked over at Kakashi. Kakashi didn't say anything. You see, said Naruto. Kakashi Sensei, is that true, she asked. Sakura, do not listen to Naruto. Naruto, will you go on with your introduction? Alright, fine, Naruto said. As you already know my name. Well, my likes. Well, I like ramen. I also like burgers. And I like fish cakes. And dongos. And cinnamon buns. Yeah, Hinata made me like that one. You know, they're pretty nice. Have you ever tried them before, Kakashi-sensei? As Kakashi looked at Naruto. Wait a minute. How exactly do you eat, Naruto said. You know, I've never seen you remove that mask. Is your face discarded or something? Did someone cut you across your face? That's why you're hiding it? Kakashi slapped his head. Naruto will just go on with the introduction. Oh yeah, I guess I got off talking, he said. So where was I? Oh, my dislikes. I dislike stupid, wannabe fangirls who spend their entire life trying to look good for a guy who doesn't really pay them a single attention. There was a lot of them in my class. And I dislike people who think they can get through everything by talent and don't train a single day in their life. Hard work is the best way to get through anything. When you accomplish something, you feel a sense of assurity And my goals and my dreams. One of my goals is to become the strongest ninja among the elemental nations, for my name to be known all through the elemental nations, and for my enemies to fear my name as they hear it, even shaking in their boots. And I want to become so powerful I can protect all of my precious loved ones next to me and close to me. And my most precious person being Uncle, Naruto said. Let's see, my final goal. Oh yeah, I want to live a splendid life. Try out new things and do new things. And also see how much girls I can get before I settle down in the future. To find that one precious person. And who makes you think you'll get any girls? Said Sakura. Well, if all the girls in the world are like you, I guess my last dream will have to be a failure, said Naruto. What? She said, glaring at him. What's that supposed to mean? I guess you're too dumb to figure it out, said Naruto. So, Kakashi-sensei, what's next? Well, you done talking? Yeah, I suppose so, said Naruto. Alright. Tomorrow meet me here at 7 AM for your tests. Tests? The three of them said. Yes, to see if you will become Genins. But we already did that, said Sakura. In the academy, and that is why we're wearing these headbands. Well, you did that for the academy standards, but not mine. If you fail my test, you will get sent back to the academy and have to start over and wait till next year. And there's a 66% chance of failure. And I suggest don't eat any breakfast because you will throw up. See you tomorrow. Training ground 7, he says. He poofed away. I guess after tomorrow it's gonna be the last time I ever see your face, Sakura, said Naruto. What was that? I mean, despite me not liking the Uchiha over there, he can do his thing on whatever test that Kakashi-sensei threw at us. I suppose he's gonna pass as well, because this is gonna be a test of endurance and strength, and what it actually means to be a ninja. It's not gonna be about anything about book, so I guess you're screwed, said Naruto. Sakura glared at him, but on the inside she knew. Would she fail? And go back to the academy? And not be with her precious Sasuke-kun? You don't believe that, do you, Sasuke? She asks. As he started to walk away without saying anything else. As Naruto chuckled a bit. What's so funny, she said. Well, I mean, you getting repeated back in the academy with all of your friends gone. That's gonna suck. You should have focused more on being a ninja than a stupid fangirl, he said. As he arrived to the railing before jumping off. Sakura sighed because inside she knew that was true. If she can't put it, she would get sent back to the academy and never see her Sasuke again. Finally, she got in a team with him, and now she wouldn't see him again? No, she can't let that happen. She has to put in the effort. She has to make sure that she stays on a team with him. She has to be ready for tomorrow. And the first thing is to not eat because she would throw up, as Sensei said. She was determined to pass this test, whatever it was. So what kind of test do you think it would be, said Yamato, as Naruto was now walking in the street. You know, Naruto-kun, if you really look back on things, what does the teachers always tell you to do? What do you mean, Kyuubi, said Naruto. I mean teamwork. Think about it, even Aruka said it before you left this class, that teamwork is the most precious thing. You know, you're right. I wonder if this is some kind of sham to make us work as a team and see if we can cut it. Well, I guess I'll just have to see the test tomorrow to figure it out. Suppose I can put in some last training session before I go home. Uncle isn't going to be home until late tonight, as he had read a note this morning that she left on his pillow after all of those snakes poofed away. As Naruto went to one of the nearby forests, as he sat down, he then placed his hand together. Duplicate, he said, as a shimmer came off of him and created a clone. A shimmer then came again and created another clone, and another, creating 4 perfect copies of him. As one of the clones looked around, so, no new spells today, the clone asked. Nah, said Naruto. So what are we gonna do? One of the other clones asked. Just some light sparring for today. I'm gonna be having a test tomorrow. Well, aren't you guys supposed to know that, said Naruto. Oh yeah, we do, but we didn't tell you to explain that. I just asked you what we were going to do, said one of the clones. Yeah, I suppose you're right about that, said Naruto. Hey, Yamato says, he poofed into existence. Come on, it's time that you do that spell. Alright, fine, Naruto says. He placed his hand on Yamato. Let's see what's gonna happen. Animate. As a strange glow covered Yamato for a second. as all of the clones and Naruto watch, ready for anything. As they all start to come closer and Yamato started to shake. Yes, I can feel it, he said. I can feel it. As arms then sprouted out, as you could see from the shadow on the ground, as legs sprouted out as well. As Yamato started to grow larger and larger, his shadow started to get thick and black. What the hell? Said Naruto. Yamato didn't even grow one bit. He just opened up his pages, looked bigger, as he heard the Kyuubi laugh in his mind. I told you it wouldn't work, she said. As Naruto blinked. Well, it kind of did, Naruto said. I mean, what are those? As all of the clones dropped to the ground and started to laugh, as Yamato had 2 arms. They looked like, well, they were flat like paper, but he could move them around, as he had little fingers as well. What the hell is this? So, why did you use it on that stone? It turned into giant arms and grew larger. Why am I still small? Well, at least you can walk now, said Naruto. Yeah, you're right about that. Well, I do have arms and legs, but I wonder. He then touched the front of his, well, cover. What the hell are you looking for, said Naruto. I mean, I don't have genitals. But the stone didn't have any either, said Naruto. Yeah, you're kind of right about that, said Yamato. Stupid idiotic book, said the Kyuubi. Did you really think that would work? As Yamato sighed. I guess I was wrong, he said. But now that I have arms, I wonder. He raised his hand. Divine arrows, he said. But nothing happened. Come on, divine arrows. Oh. So you're going to hit me with the arrow, said Naruto. You sneaky son of a bitch. As Naruto put his arm in a bow and arrow fashion as he pulled it back. Come on, I was just kidding, Yamato said. Now that you have little legs, let's see you run, said Naruto. As all of the clones did the same thing. Oh shit, Yamato said. As Naruto started to fire the arrows at him along with the clones. As Yamato started to run and scream, making all of them laugh. Time skip the next day. As Sasuke and Sakura has been here since 7 in the morning, and it was now 9, and they're saying he hasn't been here yet. As Sakura was fuming, but she was beside her Sasuke because she couldn't be so angry, and she was here alone with him. But every time she says something, he always say, and she didn't know exactly what to say, and he always turned her down. She wanted to find an opportunity to do something. As much as she hated to say, when Naruto was here, he was always talking, and at least he would come up with a conversation, but when she and Sasuke was alone, it was just terrible. As if she asked him out for a date right now, it would be just silent and awkward after a long while. But he was still just, and that was really annoying for her sometime. What should she do? Sasuke-kun, she said. Sasuke turned towards her. Are you ready for today's exam? She asked. Sasuke stood silent for a few seconds. He then spoke. Of course I am, he said. So you think you're gonna pass? Of course I am, he said. She sighed as she lowered her head. He didn't say anything back to her, like if she's gonna pass. She actually wondered if she can pass this thing, or would she lose? I wonder where Naruto Baka is, she said, looking around. Sasuke was also curious about that as well. Before there was a poof. Yo. As Kakashi appeared with a smirk on his face. I see that you guys are... He looked around. Where is Naruto, he asked. I have no idea. It seems that Naruto Baka got too scared, knowing that he wouldn't pass, so he didn't bother to show up, said Sakura. Huh, you wish. As they saw Naruto coming, as he was eating an instant ramen. I thought I told you not to eat, said Kakashi. Oh no, said Naruto, you suggest that. And I mean, what kind of idiot wouldn't eat? I mean, you have to be ready on a full stomach for a shinobi battle or anything like that. You told us that we might throw up. So what kind of idiot would not actually eat? 2 growling stomachs sound after that. As Naruto looked over at the embarrassing looks on Sasuke and Sakura's face before bursting out laughing. Both of you are so stupid, he said. Let's see how you'll perform with an empty stomach. As Kakashi sighed, it seems like Naruto figured out that the part of his trick. But it doesn't matter. He will just have to see how they work together. And judging from their attitude, it's gonna be hard. Alright then, said Kakashi as he pulled out the timer and placed on one of the 3 logs. As he set it for noon. He then pulled out 2 belts and placed them right on his pants. Your objective today is to get one of these belts to be able to pass the exam. One of you who don't get the belts will be sent back to the academy. But wait, Sensei, there are only 2 belts. So, you understand then? But that means that one person would automatically get sent back because there are only 2. Exactly, said Kakashi. Sasuke narrowed his eyes. As Naruto looked at Kakashi, something was off here. He thought there would be a possibility to fail, like all of them, but 1? He never heard of a team in history. Uncle told him a lot, and he never heard of a team with history. About 2 Genins and 1 Jonin. That would just be a mess. I guess the Kyuubi is right, said Yamato. This is something about teamwork. Where is she, Naruto asked. Oh, she's sleeping, Yamato said. I guess I screwed her into a coma last night, after all the hot, passionate sex that we had. As Naruto sighed, you know I'm gonna tell her this when she wake up, right? You take in enjoyment of lying about having sex with her. Come on, you wouldn't do that, said Yamato. I'm your best friend after all. Huh, why are you so scared, said Naruto. The last time I did something like that, she tried to tear me to pieces. But as far as I know, you're indestructible, said Naruto. Well, you're alright about that. And you know what? Having her chew me is quite appealing. You know, do what you must, said Yamato. Yeah, we had crazy hot sex last night. As Naruto sighed, you're one perverted bastard, you know that. Perverted? Nah. I'll just say I'm a very naughty book, said Yamato. And that's just even more weird, said Naruto, as he shook his head. Did you hear me, Naruto, said Kakashi. Huh? What was that? I said, all of you must come to me with the instinct to kill, or you won't pass this test. Alright. All of you ready? The 3 of them nodded, even though Sakura hesitated a bit. Alright, begin! It was then that Sakura and Sasuke dashed away, but Naruto stood there with a hand on his chin. Huh? You're still here. So you're going in for the rush approach? I wouldn't suggest that, said Kakashi. Nah, I'm not gonna attack you yet, I'm just wondering something. This exam, it has a second reason, right? What do you mean by that, Kakashi asked. I mean, all through history I never heard of a team with 2 Genins and 1 Jonin sensei. So, this is a bunch of bullcrap about 2 bells. You're hiding something, sensei, aren't you? Kakashi narrowed his eyes. Huh? He's getting closer. Let's see. And why would I do that, said Kakashi. If you don't get a bell, you will be sent back to the academy. I suggest you try your best. I mean, if the other 2 get a bell, you alone will be sent back and have to re-graduate with all of those other little kids. Is that what you want? Well, I really hate them, said Naruto, as Kakashi looked at him. As much as I expected, he thought. But I won't do that, said Naruto. As much as I hate them, we are a team after all, and I guess I'll have to start working with them. But I can still talk as though I please. But we can still be a team. Kakashi narrowed his eyes in surprise. Did he just figure it out? See ya, said Naruto as he walked off. As he made his way towards the forest. Now to find those 2 dumbasses, he said. Sakura was hiding in a bush as she was watching her sensei, who was just reading a book right there. Psst, Sakura. Sakura jumped as she looked around. Oh, it's you. What do you want, Nerdabaka? Can't you see I'm busy? You know, for someone really smart, you're really dumb at most times. You even let me figure it out. Wait, no. I'm dissing my own self, he said. You know what? Forget that. You see, this test is fake. Come on, we need to find Sasuke. Find Sasuke? About what? I know a way that the 3 of us can pass. Really? She said, with stars in her eyes, because she was happy to hear that she was going to be on a team with Sasuke. Being on a team with Naruto at the moment is not really that displeasing, because if she could just be with her Sasuke, because she thought that she would fail. As Naruto just looked at her. Huh, you really love Sasuke, don't you? I'm gonna have to start watching you. Who knows what you might do to him while the both of you are alone. Be quiet, Baka, she said. I wouldn't do anything like that to him. Then why are you blushing, said Naruto. I don't know what you're talking about, she said, turning her head. Just come on, Naruto said. Moments later, Sasuke pulled 3 kunais and shurikens. He was going to make his move soon. He have to try and get one of those bells. After all, if he don't, his dream would never come true if he don't get out of this stupid academy. Hey dumbass. As Sasuke turned a scowl on his face, he already recognized the voice. What the hell do you want, dope? Sakura? He was surprised to see Sakura with Naruto. Can't you see that this is just a sham? What are you talking about, dope? Just listen to him for a bit, Sasuke. He has a good statement to what he's saying. I mean, think about it. Have you ever seen 2 Genins and 1 Jonin Sensei on a team before? That will just cause a mess. I think the real reason behind this exam is for us to work together. He wants to see if we're going to fight against each other. So, it's a teamwork thing, so we have to do it together. I know you think that you're strong, and you're all that, Sasuke. But there is no goddamn way that you're gonna beat Kakashi Sensei out there. He's an elite Jonin after all. It seems like you haven't heard his name. But you know what, I'm not gonna talk about that right now. There is no way I'm working with you, dope. I'll get one of those bells on my own. Sasuke was grabbed roughly by the back of the neck and lifted up off the ground as Naruto started to drag him and throw him over to a tree. Alright, listen here, you arrogant Uchiha prick. I'm only gonna say this once. I hate being on a team with the both of you. But if we're working together, it's what we're gonna need to pass. You're gonna get off that damn high horse of yours and come back down to reality and see that we need to work as a team, because that is the only goddamn way we're going to pass. And if you don't, I'll just knock you out right here, and me and Sakura will drag your unconscious body over there and use you as our shield against Kakashi. So, A or B? Sasuke glared at him. For one thing, he didn't know if Naruto was right about this, but it is a better chance if they all fight together, and he could even use them as he wants, and get a belt for himself. But this dope disrespecting him in this way. He sighed, he will have to go along with it for now. He already has his goal set in his mind, and he will need to use people and get people for what he's going to do in the future. If it means using the both of them graduate of the exam, he will use them. Alright, fine. I'll go along with your stupid plan. Yeah, finally, you put that punk-ass Uchiha in his place, said Yamato, as Naruto smirked. A few minutes later, Kakashi narrowed his eyes as he could see movements. It seems like they're working together. But then he noticed 4 Naruto clones jump out of the forest as they all rushed towards Kakashi. Kakashi narrowed his one eye open because he was quite surprised by their speed as they reached him within seconds, even though they just jumped out of the forest and the clearing was kinda big. All of them hands then became enveloped in flames before they turned it towards Kakashi as they started to throw rapid fireballs at him. Kakashi had to duck and dodge and weave through the attacks, as he knew that Naruto had many strange abilities, but he be able to produce and throw fireballs like this. This was, well, actually incredible. As Kakashi was blocking, he noticed something at the corner of his eye. As Sasuke went through hand sign, fire style, fireball jutsu, he said, as he released a massive fireball that came towards Kakashi. Kakashi smirked as he quickly substituted with a log in the forest, as the fireballs and one fireball exploded. As Kakashi reappeared in the forest, as he looked around, it seems like they're using good teamwork. Let's see if they'll get anywhere close to the bells, he said to himself. He quickly sensed something as he turned, as Sakura came throwing multiple kunais with explosive tags on them, as he flipped back and jumped away, as he landed on the ground. It was only because of his years on the field that his instincts went off, because he didn't sense it at all. He had to jump away as 2 giant, massive fists crashed into the ground. Kakashi turned a surprised look on his face. He saw 2 giant stones with arms and rock legs. He rubbed his visible eye to see if he was seeing things. He didn't sense them at all. These things had no chakra in their bodies. Just what exactly were these things? The things sucked in their arms and their legs as they came rolling at Kakashi with full force, as Kakashi kept on jumping back and back until vines burst out from the tree. As he tried to impale him in the back, Kakashi quickly substituted a log as the log was impaled. Kakashi blinked few times to see if he was seeing good, as a tree rooted itself out of the ground and had many legs. The thing then started to break off its branches and thrust it at him. Kakashi had to dodge and weave out of the attacks before coming back in the clearing. As Naruto was at the entrance of the clearing, he had a smile on his face. "Let's say you escape this," he says. He slammed his hand on the ground. "Animate," he shouted. Kakashi felt the ground shaking underneath him. He had to quickly flip away as the ground started to grow large and large until the thing came up like a giant stump. A massive mouth opened up. Well, that was the only way that Kakashi could describe it. With rock teeth inside. Kakashi then had to jump with his arms extended from the ground. Arms that were made from grass and dirt as they tried to grab him. Now this was totally unexpected. As this was going on, he had to dodge several shurikens with explosive tags and kunais. As Sasuke then jumped in to throw the massive fireball once more, Kakashi had to jump away before one of the arms then grabbed his leg and swung him around as he threw him towards one of the trees. Kakashi quickly went through hand sign as he released a massive fireball as well, burned and incinerating the trees in front of him. He never thought that these kids would actually make him use a jutsu. The rock monsters then came back down on him and tried to squash him to pieces as he had to flip away. As he was jumping back in mid-air, Naruto flashed behind him with brilliant speed, completely caught Kakashi off guard. As Naruto punched him right in the back, but he exploded in the smoke. A clone. The real Kakashi was sitting on a tree as he had his eyes wide open looking around for the real Naruto. As he couldn't see any more of them, there was many hands still out in the clearing to grab him if he go out there. But this tree doesn't seem to be, well, alive like the others. But that was wrong as the tree split open, with Naruto right beside Kakashi's belt. Kakashi's eyes went wide as Naruto one finger touched it. "Animate," he said. But he didn't grab them, he just barely touched it. As Kakashi flipped away and landed on the ground. "I must say, these things that you're doing is really impressive, Naruto. But it still won't be enough to get you the belts." Naruto simply smirked as he started to walk away. "Huh, if you say so." "Hey guys, come on," Naruto said. "What are you talking?" Kakashi's eyes went wide as the belts jumped off his waist as the ground opened up a bit as they dropped inside. The ground beside Naruto didn't open up as the bells were pushed up and jumped right in Naruto's palm. "What were you saying about not getting the belts?" Naruto asked. Kakashi stood there with an absolutely stunned look on his face at what just happened. He just had to fight a ton of objects that came to life out of nowhere. And now Naruto turned the bells. What the hell? What the hell kind of abilities does Naruto really possess? "You really got them, dope," said Sasuke, as one of the trees rooted back in the ground, with Sasuke and Sakura on its shoulder, before everything went back to normal. Even the ground stopped shaking and the arms went back down into the ground. Sasuke was also wondering what the hell just happened. How did he turn those things alive? But at least they passed the exam, as Sakura had a smirk on her face. "So Naruto," said Kakashi, "you have the two belts. Which one are you going to give to pass the exam with you?" What? Said Sakura, as she couldn't believe this. She thought that all of them were going to pass because they work as a team. She knew how much Naruto did not like her, so he would rather give one to Sasuke. Naruto flicked a belt to Sakura, as she mumbled up and dropped it. But she then picked it up. "Why?" she said, as he flipped one over to Sasuke, who caught it as well. "I'm giving the both of them my belts," Naruto said, "because if we don't work as a team, there is no teamwork. I already figured out this part of your exam. You just want to see if we would fight against each other or come together and work as an actual team, don't you, Kakashi-sensei?" "Smart indeed. I must say I'm surprised. And for you to get the both of them work alongside you. Alright, all of you pass," said Kakashi. "Oh, that's good," said Naruto. Lucky I didn't go with plan B." "And what was plan B?" "Hey, don't bother," Naruto said, as Kakashi looked behind to see his book. What What the hell? He said, as he was totally caught off guard to what he saw. It was his little orange book. It's Itchy Itchy Paradise. The thing had a kunai in his hand and was slowly creeping out up to Kakashi. As he felt his pouch, it was his book. As the thing looked at him. As you command, master, he said, as he placed on the kunai. As the thing arms went back into the pages, and it then went flat on the ground. Kakashi walked over and poked it. Don't worry, it's back to normal. How did you do that, dope? Sasuke asked. He was too interested to not ask. Yeah, I want to know that as well, said Sakura. Why the hell would I tell you guys my special techniques? You must be stupid or something. I mean, did I ask you how you did your fireball? Or did I ask you how you... Oh wait, you didn't do anything. As he walked off laughing with Sakura cursing at him, Kakashi just watched him. That kid, just what exactly can he actually do? Time skip. As Turtle was laughing, so he did that on you as well. As Kakashi nodded. But I'm confused, Hokage. What exactly does he do? Does he bring the objects to life? Well, it seems like Naruto is able to manifest life in objects all around him. Anything that he touched. That's a quite dangerous jutsu. Well, as I've told you before, it's not jutsu what he does. Haven't you realized you can't sense any single chakra inside of the things that he used? Yes, Hokage, you told me that before. But that is quite strange. Even my, well, he called himself my eternal rival guy. Even though he doesn't use chakra, along with his student, they still have it coursing through their veins. So this unknown power, if you figure out what it is that Naruto used. Well, Naruto told me a long time ago that it was mana. Something that he could literally pull from the air. And that book of his that you see, it has all the abilities that he can do inside. He has some rather extraordinary abilities. It seems like he's only shown you one today. I suppose you will see the rest of them as you go on. And he's also able to produce fire in his hands like Kakashi and use them as fireballs like that. Yes, it's quite entertaining to watch, at least. And quite different from anything we shinobis have seen before. Yeah, you can say that again, said Kakashi. As he wondered, what else does Naruto have in store for them? Later that day, Naruto was walking home. Naruto considered a voice as he turned to see Hinata. As Hinata rushed up to him with a big smile on her face. It's nice to see you, she said. It's nice to see you as well. Did you also have a test? He asked. Yeah, we did, she said. For us to become real Genins. At first I was kind of freaking out. But we realized that it was all about teamwork. And Kurenai Sensei, she's a pretty good teacher and she's helping us and guiding us all the way. Even though Kiba is a bit too cocky. Yeah, he really is, said Naruto. But Shino's a nice guy though, she said. And he's one of my friends as well. Let me walk you home, Naruto said. Oh, thank you, she said. As he started to walk with her. So how about you? Well, I had to literally beat the arrogance out of the Uchiha today. Well, not really figuratively beat him, but kind of rough him up a bit. And Sakura. Well, you know about Sakura. As Hinata giggled a bit. Yeah, you're right, she said. But we passed in the end. I wish I was on a team with you instead. I mean, that would have been just awesome, he said. Really? She asked. Yeah, said Naruto. You are my best friend after all. Oh, she said. Is there something wrong? He asked. Oh, no, it's nothing, she said. As the both of them started to walk in comfortable silence. As she glanced at him, the both of them had talked enough time for her to know that he wasn't in anything to seek a serious relationship right now. As he always talked about living his life to the fullest. And seeing where, well, his life take him. Until in the future where he can find someone special to settle down with after living out an awesome life. So she knew right now he wasn't in the mood to be with a serious relationship or anything like that. And she didn't want to tell him anything now. She was his best friend after all. She didn't want to ruin things by telling him that she liked him. And if she does that, she'd want to be with him alone. And she knew that he wanted to go out and experience life to the fullest. So it would be bad. So she would just kept her mouth to herself for now. And by the way, she loved having him as a friend as well. So it's not like she's gonna ruin that. The moment they reached near to the Haiku compound, Lady Hinata turned KO, she said. Lady Hinata, I thought I told you I was going to come and pick you up. Oh, no need to worry yourself, she said. I was already on my way, so you don't have to worry about that. As KO nodded, as he then narrowed his eyes at Naruto, Hinata sighed. What? Naruto said. As the man looked at Naruto. Why are you here with Lady Hinata? KO asked. Don't bother with it, she said. He just escorted me home. He's my friend. How many times do I have to tell you guys that? It's not wise to be hanging out with him, Lady Hinata. But I should abide by your wishes. As you can see, Hinata is in perfect hands right now. You may take your leave. I said that I will escort her home, right up to our gates. So you can take that arrogant stick that you have up your ass and shove it somewhere else. Hinata blushed in embarrassment. Naruto-kun, she said. I mean, you're the only one that I don't find so arrogant, Naruto said. Come on, as he held onto her hand and started to walk off. I guess this is it, he said. See you soon. I hope you have a wonderful time with your team. You too, she said, as Naruto smiled at her. As he started to walk off and waved behind him. Hinata couldn't help but smile as she watched him walk off. But guys, we'll be ending this episode right here. If you want the next part, this or no to do. And also go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Naruto Was Disowned by Everyone. And he also posted a new episode of What If Naruto Was Given a Second Chance. So go ahead and enjoy that, guys. But for now, I'm out of here. See you guys soon. Peace.